Hello friends, Jennifer Pearson here, Thistle Gypsy. Let me move something on my desktop here. There we go. So this is the Natural World playing cards that I thought I'd gotten, but I didn't get. So I realized it during, I think it was during the Dogs of the World reveal, I'll call it, that I had actually intended to get the trees, and I had paid for the trees and not received them in my package. So here they are finally. So here's the backing, which I love. I love that beautiful backing. I will say that kind of immediately it seems to me, although this deck in terms of the world goes down to the, Israel, that area, Greece, Italy. It doesn't go, well, it has, I think, one particularly South American tree. So it doesn't have quite the range as, say, the horse deck did. But I love what they've chosen. They do have a good variety. So here we go. And it's by the same artist. Let me show you this. It's by the same artist as all of the others. There we go. So here we go. And they put these sets, and I don't remember that this was the case with the dogs and the horses, but all the aces together, all the twos together, etc. And some of these, even though, whoops, hang on just a second. I think did I do that one? Did I do this one? No? They do stick a little bit. What was I going to say? Nope, can't remember. Oh, it was this. They do have some supposedly U.S. trees that I'm not familiar with. Like I've never heard of the California incense cedar. And there's a variety, like I've never heard of an umbrella pine, and there's some other ones I've never heard of here. But there are a lot that I am very familiar with. And those of you who are into, let's see if there's, yep. The trees like this Oregon maple, I didn't know that Oregon had its own maple. Who are into the Druids and the trees that were sacred to them, and I know that you will see some of them here, but I don't know if they have all of them, and I would be curious for those of you who do follow that kind of tradition, if or have simply researched it, if you can say whether or not all of them are in here. Or I can look it up online. Sugar maple, and this has made me curious whether some of these trees are kind of everywhere, because there are a lot of American, what I thought might be native to the United States, but then I end up questioning, and this is one of them, pawpaw. So I don't know if other countries also have pawpaw or not. So they do have some great ones in here. The alder, the holly, more than one kind of birch. So they have the paper birch and the silver birch. Oops. Come on. I know there's two cards here. There you go. There's the silver birch. Maidenhair, which the leaves kind of look like ginkgo. So I don't know if ginkgo has more than one name. I wasn't sure what the maidenhair was. Prickly juniper, So I'm not sure, you know, how this is a deck that would require a lot of research on my part to really use it for divination. But I may eventually do it. I do have my own associations with a lot of these trees, like the poplars, and of course willows. Who doesn't have some kind of association with willows? Cherries. Down here we have ornamental cherries down in Alabama. Crabapple. I was so happy to see crabapple because I grew up around crabapples. Hawthorns, yeah. I'm kind of surprised they don't have more than one palm, and it was like, why don't you have, like, there's no baobab, there's no banyan tree, you know, so, and then they have things like this, like bush or shrub, and then they have the rhododendron, which I would say is also a shrub or a bush, it's not a tree. So, and I was glad they had the ash. Alright, it's a little bit sticky. I was happy they had mulberry. I don't know about paper mulberry, but I have mulberries now where I'm at. Magnolia. That's what I get for leaving my dogs out while I'm doing a video. My little terrier's having fits because another dog in the neighborhood is barking. I was also happy that they had bay and sassafras. Oh, when I was growing up, sassafras. Yeah, just the smell of sassafras. Walnuts. So they have some of the nut trees. We've kind of got them all together here. Sweet gum. We've got sweet gums also right here where I live. We don't have this. I've got 2 oaks and then the white oak. I was happy that they had almond also among the nut trees. Very happy that they have beech. Beech are one of my favorite trees. There's rhododendron I was talking about. Never heard of this. Greek strawberry as a tree. Persimmon. And box, which of course we use boxwood as hedges. And I suppose just like privet, it would grow into a tree if we let it. There's another one here, too. I've never heard, we have dogwoods in this general area, but I've never heard of a Pacific dogwood, so that kind of has me curious. And then hornbeam. And I don't know what association I have with hornbeam. Maybe it's just that I love the name. Anyway, so those of you who are into trees and tree lore and such, here's a deck that has a very wide variety, even if not what I would call a true trees of the world variety, but a wide variety of northern hemisphere, I must say. It seems to me trees as a potential divination deck. Alright, and that's all I've got to say about that. Again, I got this, I will say this again in case somebody comes across this, that I got this from a site called Gettysburg Souvenirs and Gifts, and that all it is it's just spelled out like that, .com. Gettysburg Souvenirs and Gifts. And I will try to remember to put a link to it in the information box below this video. They have all kinds of these. I got dogs and horses. They have animals of the world. They've got aquarium fish. I'm sure they have birds. I think they have a flower one. So they have all kinds. If you feel like creating a lot of work for yourself in terms of creating, you know, having to create your own meanings for the cards. But there you go. It's a possibility, and this was only $6. All right, there you go. There's your there's your opportunity, or your foolish leap, should you care to take it. All right, everybody. Bye bye.